Hi guys, I am back with another technique to show you guys. So this technique, a lot of women are a little afraid to do, and I totally see why, but I got all the tips and tricks to show you how to achieve it. And this is a winged liner, and I'm gonna show you two different ways on how to achieve that. So one way, I'm gonna show you how to achieve it with a liquid liner. Dun, dun, dun. So many women are afraid to do it with liquid liner, but I got you, I got the tips, I got the tricks. And then the other side, I'm gonna show you how to apply it with eyeshadow and an angled brush. And that is so trendy right now. I love the way it looks. It's a lot easier. So hopefully these tips and tricks help you, and follow along as I teach you how to achieve it. All right guys, let's get started. So I'm gonna show you two ways on how to create a winged liner using two different styles. I'm gonna show you one side on how to do it with a liquid eyeliner, and then the other side with eyeshadow and an angled brush. That'll be a lot easier for you to do. All right guys, so let's get started. I'm gonna start off with, let's see, I'm gonna start off with eyeshadow powder and an angled brush. So I'm gonna use a 263 brush from MAC, which looks like this. And honestly, you can use any eyeshadow color that you'd like. You can use a dark gray, you can use a dark brown, you can use a black, whichever you feel more comfortable with. I'm gonna use Makeup by Mario palette, which I love, Master Mattes. Can you tell I love this palette? My gosh. I'm gonna use the darkest brown. It is so dirty, my gosh. A darkest brown and an angled brush. Okay, so I'm gonna pick some up, and I am going to first dab right like in the middle towards the end of my eye. So I'm gonna pick up a little bit and just dab right on my lash line. So literally like this, okay? And the trick is you pick up as you go, like this, okay? You pick up as you go, because if you pick up a little bit and then just try to do your entire eye, it's not gonna look really pigmented or perfect. So you wanna make sure that you do a little bit at a time. So I already have like a little bit of bronzer on my eyes, a little bit of eyeshadow primer. I have my skin on, but I don't have any eyeliner, mascara, or lashes. So this is what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna start off at the very end, like I said, starting from the middle, going to the end, and I'm literally just dabbing. And I'm not dabbing hard, because you will mess up, okay? And right now I'm just really focusing on being on the lash line, like literally on my lashes. And I'm slowly going to go towards the inner corner. And when I do this first, to just kind of start like where my lash line is I could take a step back and see how thick I can make it, because if you have hooded eyes, you don't want to overdo it. So you want to make sure you take a step back and see how thick you can go. So now that I have that base, now I'm going to make it a little bit thicker, which I'm going to pick up a little bit more. And I'm just gonna go over that little section that I did, and I'm gonna make it a little bit thicker. And by doing that, I'm gonna use the point of this brush to kind of drag a little bit above what I just did to make it a little thicker. Just like that. Okay, then what we're gonna do, I'm gonna pick up a little bit more. I'm gonna use the point, and right in here where the waterline meets, like the top waterline and bottom, I'm gonna stick my brush, the tip of that brush, and I'm gonna make a little line outward going towards the end of my eyebrow. I'm gonna pick up a little bit more product, and I'm gonna stick the pointy part not all the way at the end of the tip, but just a little bit underneath it. And I'm gonna make a line going directly onto what we just created there. So you should have like a little empty triangle, okay? And you wanna make sure, so right now you're gonna see that it's there's a little dip happening here and then the line going all the way across from my eye. I don't want that. I want it to be a complete same level eyeliner on top. So I picked up some product and I'm gonna use my tip of this brush to connect it directly to match that. So now it's one length. And then I'm gonna fill it in. Just like this. And there you have it. But let's say you mess up, and I'm gonna mess up on purpose for you guys. Okay, let's say, oh my gosh, Jasmine, I just jacked up my eyeliner. Like, what the heck do I do? I'm trying to really make it messed up for you guys. Okay, I'm gonna use a little brush, 231 from MAC. I believe this is a lip brush. I use this for underneath my eyebrows to highlight, and I use like any setting spray that you have at home. I'm just gonna wet this really good and just remove a little bit of the extra liquid. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stick it right underneath, like where the waterline is, like where we first stuck our brush there to make that line. I'm gonna stick my brush there and I am going to drag really hard across the way, just like this. And you remove and you do it again, because if you just keep doing this and doing over and over again, there's gonna be black all over or whatever color shadow that you use. So you wanna make sure that you do this step over and over again and clean it after every drag. So starting there and dragging it just like this, okay? It's a little bit more thicker on the top, so I'm just gonna grab my finger and remove that little bit. And let's say you take off a little bit too much. Grab your brush and lightly drag it out again with the point, okay? You can grab your brush and do it hard, guys. Like you wanna press it onto your eye, and whatever is being dragged out, just leave it, and then just grab your finger and kind of like smear it out slightly so it can look like it's really sharp. And there you go. That is how you do a winged liner using eyeshadow. Now I'm gonna do the other side for you really quickly, and then we're gonna move on to liquid eyeliner. All right, so now I'm gonna remove what I did using eyeshadow, and now I'm gonna show you what to do with liquid eyeliner. I'll be back. By the way, thank you Creative Beauty Co. for sponsoring this video. If you are in the Arizona area and you are wanting to know how to do makeup on yourself, I offer private one-on-one hands-on makeup lessons, as well as master classes for aspiring makeup artists and makeup artists. Or if you are just needing an artist for special events or your special wedding day, I am your girl. Hit the link below to contact me. All right, I'm back, took it off, and now I'm gonna show you how to apply eyeliner with liquid liner. Dun, dun, dun. Everybody always like, oh my God, hold your breath. Okay, but I promise guys, the more you do this, you will get better and better. But let me tell you, it's still a ping pong game. You're always gonna be like, oh my gosh, this one looks thicker. Okay, we gotta do this one more. So trust me, everybody does it. So just give yourself some time. And you can do this method with gel liner as well. It's whatever you feel more comfortable with. But I personally love a liquid liner, especially the one from Sephora. This one is called, it's just a black Sephora liquid liner, but it says thin brush on it. So make sure it says thin brush. Okay, so first things first is I am going to start middle of my eye. Okay. Okay, and I'm just gonna make a line just like this, right in the middle. And I'm literally like touching my eyelashes. And I don't need it to be perfect right now. I just need the base to be perfected. Okay, so now, and also I don't go all the way into my tear duct. I kind of stop like right before I'm about to go all the way in because I don't want like black to build up in my inner corner. So now that I have that, like I said, it's not perfect. I just want it to be literally touching my eyelashes. I take a step back to see how thick I can make it. And I am going to go over it just a little bit more. I don't worry about the wing part just yet. I'm just worried about it getting perfected from beginning to end. So I'm gonna grab a little bit more and go over it. This is where everybody holds their breath and the room is super quiet because we do not want to mess up. And the key to getting those little areas that have those little ridges is you want to make sure that you have a lot of product on your brush and that you go over it. Don't be afraid to go over it. Okay, so now after that is done, now it's time for the wing. I'm gonna make sure that I don't have a lot of product on my brush because I want it to be, I don't wanna put a thick amount on my wing. So I'm gonna stick it right inside where my waterline is, not like right outside, but just like literally inside of the waterline where the top and bottom meet. I'm gonna stick my brush there and I'm gonna make a little line going diagonally towards where my eyebrow will end, just like this, okay? Then, picking up just a tiny bit, not a lot, not dipping all the way in, just a little bit, not at the end, like not at the end point, but just like right underneath it, I'm gonna stick my brush there, and I'm gonna make a line going towards the line that we created in the first place. But again, you're gonna see that there's like a little dip here. It's like straight and then a dip going up. I don't want that dip. I want it to be one level. So I'm gonna stick my brush like in the middle here, and I'm gonna make a line across, just like this. Okay, so now there's no dip. Then I'm gonna fill it in, just like this. And then after all of the product is in the wing, I'm gonna get whatever's left over and I'm gonna do a slight little pull towards the end, okay? But I'm gonna mess up for you guys on purpose so you can see what I do when I mess up, okay? Oh my gosh, Jasmine, I just jacked up. Okay, let's just say you're like, oh my God. I'm really trying to make it like bad. Okay. I'm gonna grab my handy dandy 231 brush, okay? I'm gonna grab my setting spray. This is where it's gonna get a little messy, but just bear with me. Trust the process. I'm gonna spray it on there, okay? Remove any extra. I'm gonna stick my brush right in here where I first stuck my eyeliner to make that little line, okay? I'm gonna stick it there and really drag hard across like this. Then remove the black because there's a lot of black on there. Remove the black, spray it again, do it again, stick it at the end, and pull. Okay, remove, spray, do it again, and pull. You're like pulling it out the way. You're creating the shape that you like and moving it out the way. Then, when there's a little left over towards the end, just grab your finger and just kind of like smudge it outward towards the hairline. And I like this part because it makes it look like really sharp. So you can go back and remove any eyeliner that's on the little brush, but it's still like pigmented. I'm gonna go back starting from the end here, like the very start where we started with that line. And I am going to just slightly make a line, dragging it out, spraying it again, And just right in this little part, making sure that it looks super clean and sharp. Boom, there it is. So you can literally make this baby so crisp and sharp like you're ready to cut something or cut someone, just kidding. But this is the perfect tip if you ever mess up. It's the best ever. Let me do the other side for you so you can see it again in quick motion. So starting here. Now I'm gonna start, okay, so my left side is a little bit more like difficult because this is a lot easier. I'm right-handed, so my right eye always looks better. And this eye just loves to be a little bit more hooded than this one. So I have to be a little bit more careful. So I'm gonna start towards my inner corner and drag it out. Remember, it's just on the lash line. Okay, just like this. And if you want to make it thicker, you can. I'm going to make it a little bit more thicker. So by making it thicker, just go above what you already have. Just a tiny bit more. Okay. Now, I'm going to make a little line. Remember, remove whatever's on your brush. Stick it right inside where the both water lines meet. I'm going to make a line going outward where the end of my eyebrow is. When you do this, take a step back and see if they're going the same direction. Because sometimes with eyeliner, one can go up, one can go down. So you just want to make sure that they look as similar as possible. But here's the deal. Eyeliner and eyebrows, they are sisters. They're not twins. You want them to look related. So do your best to make them look related. When you like look at your eye liner winged, like even if it looks a little slightly off to you, just like a tiny bit, you can get away with it because if you put on lashes, it's gonna cover it anyways. So just make sure they look as similar as possible. Okay, so then I'm going to, instead of going from the outward, from the wing line to the line that we just created, I'm gonna start from the line already and I'm gonna pull it directly straight to meet where that line is. Remember that empty triangle, fill it in and make sure there's no dips. There's like a slight dip, so I'm gonna go in. So this is the part where I'm like playing ping pong because one is perfect and then you try to replicate the other one to match the other side and then you're like, oh my God, this one's too thin or oh my God, this one's too thick. So then you gotta make the other one thicker. So just get ready to play ping pong. If you don't need to play ping pong, it's a beautiful day for you. Now, even if I don't mess up, I still like to do this step with wetting my brush because I find that it just looks so much sharper. So since I don't need to clean up so much on the bottom, I'm just gonna use this trick to clean up the ends to make it look really sharp. Just like that. This one's a little bit more thicker towards the bottom. So I'm gonna add more towards the bottom. Just like that. Now, I like to tightline underneath here. So I always add like a brown liner, black liner, pencil liner, or sometimes when I'm like bold, I even put a little bit of liquid liner on the inside. I already added brown earlier today, but just make sure to tightline right underneath so your lashes can look really full when you apply your mascara and you don't see skin coming through your mascara. So now I'm gonna pop on some mascara and lashes and I'll be right back to show you the final look. All right guys, I just applied some mascara and some lashes to tie the look, but do you see what I'm talking about? Like when you have your lashes on, you can't really see the direction that the wings are going. So you can totally be like slightly off and you wouldn't even be able to tell. So don't be too hard on yourself. Just make them look like sisters, like I said, not twins. So hopefully this helped and I will catch you in the next one.